I'm back. Oh, look at that old dog.
Rely on this industry and those jobs to keep a roof over their heads and food on the table. We heard a lot about today. So many of you may not know it. The service industry is the second largest employer in the United States, next to the federal government. That's a lot of people. In Washington State, it's one of the largest, most diverse groups of people.
Hey guys, I'm back. Thanks for coming back. Look at that fat little corgi. Look at that fat guy.
There's thousands of workers in Washington State right now that are really so I was going to go through my speech a little bit.
Can I pet your dog?
So the COVID-19 pandemic descended upon us all in March, and our industry, like many, hunkered down. We laid off workers and wrote out the directives of Governor Inslee. And
Got the spot there. Got the spot.
Through all of this, employers and workers came together, and we helped our communities by serving meals to men who needed it.
It's an old dog, huh?
To do that, in the face of diversity
How old?
or adversity.
About 11.
11?
And despite the outpouring of generosity, this journey has been a disaster
Hey,
for
Bupper.
our restaurant industry.
Oh, he's scared on this end. I just...
Now, according to our
Yeah.
Washington
Oh, hello.
nearly 35%
Good boy.
of hospitality
You guys have a good day?
closed. More to come with this lockdown. And even though we've gotten this grant of $70 million that's been afforded to our industry by Governor Inslee via the CARES Act, by the way, not from him, it's still not enough to support the thousands of workers without jobs. Again, according to our Hospitality Association, our industry is looking at a cost of $800 million for a 4-week closure of our dining rooms. So what do these lockdowns mean for workers like me? Well, for many of us, it means that we will no longer have work. Many of us have not had work since March, and we've been depending on unemployment benefits if we were able to get them. And there are still workers who have not been able to get their unemployment benefits. Imagine that. Now, those benefits have not been sufficient enough to keep us afloat. We know that this state has one of the highest costs of living in areas like Seattle, where the rents are extremely high. And these benefits are coming to an end in December. And when most of us were hoping that the industry would be up and running at least partially through the holidays so workers like me could jump off of the unemployment train and get back to work and back to feeding our communities.
I know that song. It's a
But
classic called
unfortunately,
F. Donald
that's
Trump.
not the case, and our governor,
Know that classic?
in lockstep with the other progressive governors around the country, have decided to double down on restaurants by imposing measures that will ultimately kill our jobs. Despite our concerns over this virus,
I
there
always
has
love
not
hearing
been
that guy
any
talking his son.
concise data
They are
that
on
says
fire.
that restaurants are indeed key places that further the spread of the virus compared to any other place a person may visit during their day. And it's surely not enough to completely lock customers out of our dining rooms. It is my opinion that dining in a restaurant is far safer than a trip to the grocery. Okay? Sitting with your family in a controlled environment with protocols in place has to be far safer than the 2-hour trip to Costco, right? Okay, the restaurants are some of the most monitored of all places by the health department, and we understand how to comply with safety measures. It's part of our culture. And Governor Inslee has said in his latest speech, we know what works, we know what works.
Joey speaking.
And according to him,
After.
the safety directives he placed
That's
on our
true, there's a lot
industry
of
from the
speakers.
beginning have worked.
That's
Those,
Joey.
you know, that we've been at 25% capacity and gone to outdoor seating, all those things work. And there has been no data to say that they have not. Now, I would ask our governor.
What's up, Joey? How you doing?
to show us solid
Pretty good?
data.
Got Joey Gibson here, Patriot Prayer.
Put on us have not worked, and that is why he is blocking.
Yeah? Are you coming? Are you speaking today, or you just come to show your support?
Still allowing us that 2 hours.
Yeah. What do you think about the new set of lockdowns? I haven't seen you since before.
Blocking it all down is not
All over the place. I was in Tri-Cities last week. People are staying open. They chased some of the liquor board agents out. The liquor board agent's house, went to a commissioner's house, warning them. So just trying to help, participate with people at local level. Tomorrow we're going to a OSHA inspector's house because he put a $90,000 fine on the gym down in Salem, Oregon. So I don't know what else to do right now. We just got to put pressure on the enforcement.
Where's that at? Where's that house?
What's the address?
What city?
It's right by Salem.
Oh, so just in Salem area? Yeah. Okay.
It's on my website, patriotprayer.com.
Yeah. You got a group going, or is it just you and a couple others, or what?
Yeah, no, it's a few groups, so I don't know how many people are going to be there. It could be 50, maybe a couple hundred. I don't know.
Yeah, I might be interested in coming and streaming that. What time is that going to go down? 1 p.m. All right. Let me get. I don't think I have your phone number yet, man. Kind of, not really yet. So go ahead and just text yourself, man. The police officers cuffed me and cited me and threw me in the back of a police car for walking in the road where there was no traffic. There were crimes happening behind me like crazy, and it was basically just a harassment of me. So I back the police officers and their soldiers as far as they respect my rights and as far as they respect me and uphold their oath. But that was quite frustrating. I got pretty angry, man. I've been angry for like a week over that. Like, there was one officer was the sergeant, he was leading it. The other officer was the one taking the orders to do it. And then there were 6 other officers there. And I complied. Once they told me that I had to comply, I was told them clearly that I wanted to go about my way and give me a warning. They said no. Once he told me that it was an order, I turned my stream off. I gave him my press pass, told him why I don't carry my ID at those events, gave him my Oregon State ID number. Several times they started messing with me like I wasn't giving it to them. They kept asking for it over and over. And then they finally cuffed me. And when they were cuffing me, no, I didn't get arrested. I just got fined and thrown in the cop car for like 20 minutes or so. But when they were cuffing me, I looked at the other 6 officers that were standing there, and I was like, are any of you going to stand up against this? This is ridiculous what's happening right now. This is arbitrary use of power. Any of you, say that this is wrong. One of you, just one of you. None of them did. It really, I don't know, it kind of felt like a betrayal. For all that stuff that's been going on the last couple months, and then like they're gonna go and harass conservative streamers and other people for just standing in the road or walking in the road. Well, it doesn't matter. Even if I was Antifa, unless I've committed a crime, they need to go after that crime. They can't just use the law arbitrarily to pressure different groups. Yeah. So I don't care if Antifa is walking in the road. If we're going to say that jaywalking is now something that's going to be seriously enforced in Portland, let's make it across the board. Yeah, let's do it across the board, not just selected. And also, like, if we're going to get really intense on the law, let's start with the big ones first, like rioters and businesses and assaults and that kind of thing. Yeah. So what do you think? I don't follow Washington politics so much. You're from Vancouver area, right? Ish. Some people were saying that Governor Inslee might have actually stolen the governor election from Culp. What do you think about that? Are they using that up here for the governor race?
To find out about it, you can find us at Washington3percent.org. Okay, our vetting is open. I need freedom fighters. Do I got freedom fighters out there? Yeah! So I'm going to introduce the next freedom fighter. This is Mr. Matt Marshall. He's a Force 35.
Okay.
You
You going to the governor mansion today? Okay, man. Right on.
And he is the founder of Washington 3%. Mr. Matt Marshall.
So Joey Gibson, guys. Joey Gibson, the founder of the Patriot Prayer.
So I'm going to start with going into a little bit of history.
Caught my ear there.
Who here knows who Caligula was?
Caligula.
Gaius Julius Caesar? Yep. Did you know that he was actually one of the most loved
Excuse me?
Caesars initially, until he got ill? Before he got ill, he cut taxes for his people. He promised to continue to do that and be loved by the people. until he got sick. And when he woke up, he crushed the people with taxes. He started spending frivolously. He started extorting senators. He had a quote. His actual motto towards the end of his reign was, "Let them hate, so long as they fear." So, why am I saying that? I'm saying that because right now we live in Washington State and we have a dictator. Our dictator right now doesn't seem to care what the people want. He does not care. And people are complying because they're fearful. They're not afraid necessarily of him, but the people are afraid of this virus.
Of their neighbors.
And they go ahead and they just listen to what he has to say. And why do they do it? Because he says it's science.
Voodoo science.
Yeah. Well, he and I can put our resumes up next to each other and see who's got more more science background and ability to tell you what is safe and what is not. People are obeying these proclamations regardless of what it's doing to them. Teen suicide in King County is up 30% since the lockdown started. All right? We've had suicides, mental health issues going through the roof. We have more people depending on the state than we've ever had in the history of this state. They're intentionally trying to crush our economy so they can create a socialist state. And they're not even hiding it anymore. We've got bills being introduced for, what is it, basic universal income? Whoa. They're not hiding. They're out in the open now trying to institute socialism.
In plain sight.
So, one thing that we all need to remember is the science is actually showing us that we have over a 99% survival rate.
Yes.
So, got that. Okay. Anyway, this man that's sitting up here, our dictator, has unilaterally taken control of not only the executive branch with his proclamations,
That's right.
but he's taken control of the legislative branch,
That's right.
taking out all of our legislators' ability to actually represent the people. And instead, he's leaning on the four corners under force and getting everything extended. We do want a special session.
Indeed.
What's even worse than this is he's sitting and using the judicial branch, wow, I'm having problems right now, with the tyrant Bob Ferguson to provide protection.
Yes.
So, I remember standing here back in March and then again in April, right over here on the steps, and another time on a trailer right here. And we stood out here and we told him we did not accept his proclamations. We did not accept his shutdowns. Well, we also sat here, we asked everybody, or demanded a special session. We demanded a special session. And what were we told by our legislators? That it was dangerous, that it was a bad thing, that somehow it was going to open up taxes so they could tax us harder with the upcoming budget deficit. Well, fast forward 6 months, now they're asking for a special session, which I'm glad. I know we got Jim Walsh out here, and he was one of the ones championing the special session, so I appreciate that very much. But essentially, dictator Jay Inslee has taken complete control of both the legislative and executive branches of the government, and he's doing it with protection of Bob Ferguson and the judicial branch. This is tyranny. This is absolute tyranny. Do you know who else usurped these two branches? There's a famous dictator that did this previously. His name was Pinochet. He took both the legislative and executive branches, and then he created his own laws. And then he took the political opposition and threw them from helicopters. All right? What we're seeing today is not benign. It is something that can become very bad very quickly. And that's why we all need to be here. We need to stand. We need to be ready to fight. So we talked about the previous rallies that we've had here. We brought thousands of people to two of them. Thousands of people out here on the grass. Did we change anything? Unfortunately, we were unable to. We probably would have 4,000 plus people right here, right now, if all of us, or at least 50% of us, weren't removed from all social media under one of the most massive public censorships that's happened in our lifetimes. But we don't win by just coming here with our crowds. We don't win by just working through our legislators. We win when the people of Washington rise up.
That's right.
We rise up not by coming out here and raising our hands in the air and yelling and talking about the tyrant we have. We do it by inspiring businesses to remain open. We do it by protecting and supporting the businesses that stay open. We do it by leveraging our city councils and our county commissions to pass ordinances to allow businesses to remain open if the actual science supports it. Look at Mossy Rock. Mossy Rock just passed an ordinance saying, this makes no sense. This makes no sense. They had 13 flu deaths last year. 13. They have had 2 COVID deaths, and they have had 10 suicides so far. All of last year, they had 3 suicides. The death rate overall is the same. We have saved ourselves from nothing in Mossy Rock. And Mossy Rock is smart enough and brave enough to stand up to this tyrant. And I guarantee you, with them passing this just a couple of days ago, come Monday morning, the Attorney General's office will send his goons in there to threaten them. And we need to be ready, as Americans, as Washingtonians, to stand up and protect that city council. We have Sheriff Bob Sommer standing up and protecting the people of his county. He is down there and he is asking them to reach out to his personal cell phone if he's threatened by LNI. He is standing up for the people. And this is what we need. We need to inspire our neighbors, our friends, our local businesses, everybody to stand up and be willing to support and tell this tyrant, no, I don't care what you said. We are not going to obey. Article 1, Section 1 of the Washington State Constitution. All just political power is inherent in the people, and the government derives those powers from the consent of the governed. We do not consent. One of our forefathers said, resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. Nobly defend those rights which heaven gave and no man ought to take from us. So, if you don't know where to start, you don't know where you can step in and rise up and help the movement, ask. There are people everywhere here that are willing to give you direction. We need to network. We can't use social media anymore. We can't trust it. We need to go between each other. We need to have a network of word of mouth. All right? You want to know where to start? Ask. But all of us together, if we all stand together, we can affect change, and we can, as Washington, rise up. Thank you.
Sorry, man.
All right.
Guy's a
Moving
good
along
speaker.
here. Our next featured speaker is Carrie French. She's a native Washingtonian, and she enlisted in the United States Navy for 22 years. All states.
Came up to me and told me what to do.
Yeah, you'll never learn.
Fascists can get
Go
the
do
fuck
your
out.
guys' education, okay? Go
You
do
will not
your
intimidate me to change my behavior.
You don't yell at kids.
Yeah, you were.
I tried to protect the kids here.
Do I really brought them here?
No. I just was standing
What
here.
did you kids?
Listening to the little blasting at him. Louder than the speaker was. The kids. That's right. And their parents need to educate them.
Yeah, they have, because they're smart.
Can I fetch your Lima runner? What's the name? Shelby. Hey, Shelby. I love Weimar runners. They look like little horse ghosts. Weimar runner, Shelby. What a good dog. Oh, sorry, I spooked her. Sorry, girl. She's a little timid. Is she old? Six? Thank you. You have a good day.
And that's what they're creating. That right there. No education. None. Hating their country. Hating themselves.
Huh?
Shed some pounds.
The GoPro was malfunctioning again. GoPro is not the best thing in the world. and then issues, and the gimbal wasn't working, and so a shed down to the basics.
They go to the church just because of this kind of stuff right here.
So
My 5-year-old knows better than those.
still
people, and
the
they
same
know.
timeline.
Yeah.
So I think I might try to get a ride out with somebody else, because do you hear where Joey's going?
The government mansion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of see if I want to be a part of that.
It's all good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I go try to find her and get my stuff into the other car, and I'll go grab my jacket. It's starting to get a little cold.
Yeah. You saying? I don't even know what's happening.
Wait, the next thing.
What's the next thing?
There's a house, like a big house.
Are we going to Inslee's?
Makes you sick. We have little monsters running around here. And nobody cares about this. Not really. You want to act like you care about still care about that child. Gigi did.
We wouldn't have that problem. We have lots of non-citizens here that lived in communist countries that are getting ballots. Now, I would love for everyone to become a citizen so they could vote, so they can help us not become a communist country. But the point is, they're getting ballots. They shouldn't be getting ballots. And if they vote those ballots, they have committed a felony and will not be allowed to become a citizen. So y'all need to tell that to your people. Don't vote if you're not eligible to vote. Consequently, WeCU has a press release with some of our findings. We have found 90 people that have voted in 2 states. We have found 7,200 people that are dead that voted. Now, there's always going to be the chance that somebody got a ballot, voted, mailed it in, and died within a day or 2 or a week because we have such a long voting period. That's okay. That's a legal vote. But somebody who died in, 1942.
How you doing, bro? I'm VillainReport. I've been documenting this stuff for a couple months. I kind of try to interview people on the street. Is it okay if I talk to you for a second? Yeah, I'm live streaming. What brings you out to this, man?
Just
We've got initiative
popping my cherry,
1114 that limits
Oh, yeah? What about this protest made you want to be a part of it?
which gives
I came out here to be
parental
with my
rights
group with the 3%ers.
Oh, you're 3%er?
sex
Yeah,
ed so that it's more common sense and not the crazy stuff that they want that they pass.
Wow.
And then we've got
How did you
affidavits
even
here.
get
If you
voted in
sign this,
or
that you are
re-elected?
protesting the legality of this
mask
vote,
mandates
of this
that are put
election.
down.
So
Yeah.
I really encourage you, I'm not going to talk much
restrictions on
longer.
businesses.
I just want to encourage you to come over here and
Get
sign up,
involved.
get involved. If that means running for office,
Have all these COVID restrictions the last several months, have they affected you for your job or your finances? Yeah?
all these people met Marty McClendon. Get involved, run for office. I did. I mean, I didn't have there was no opponent to my Democrat counterpart. So I said, well, write me in. And I got on the ballot. Now, I didn't win, but that's not the point. The point is, we should never have people running unopposed. If you need help, come over to this table. If you want to run for office, come
I agree.
over
I
to
just
this table.
I don't understand how any rational thinking person can buy into this. It's just
Everyone needs to be involved.
It's not-
Don't come here and just
Still
shake your
more
fist
flu
at the
deaths
sky and be pissed
that
off.
has a vaccine
Could be pissed off if it
and
moves you to
COVID-19
action.
has
Action
least
is
amount
what is going to change
of
this.
deaths, and there's no vaccine for it.
So,
We're all
and
tripping.
prayer.
yeah.
Don't forget prayer.
It's a little ridiculous.
That's
So
it.
were you able to get back on your feet after that hit for your finances?
Back on my feet
To
and
sign these
the-
petitions,
the
sign
small
up to
window
help
that
do
we-
voter roll verification,
going on,
and take one of these
able to buy new
affidavits.
home and everything
And
like
God
that.
bless America, and God bless you all for
hinder
being out here.
my
And don't forget
progress.
to what?
Yeah.
Even though I got
Get
scared because I was new and knowing
involved.
that there was going to be
Thank you.
another shutdown.
Yeah.
Uh,
Are you looking at another layoff possibly?
but
Are you?
yes,
Yeah.
that would have affected it.
Man, so I can see why you want to come out here today. In the tyranny.
Speaker of the day.
Yeah.
Truly needs no introduction. You guys should bring it in. You're going to want to hear this one, guys. The man that I'm about to introduce is not an activist.
Yeah.
He is activated.
Who did you vote for by chance?
He is fighting and risking his life.
Who do you think won the election?
Of Oregon.
Who do you think is going to be the president next year?
For God and spreading his
Yep.
love for America. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure I introduce to you the founder of Patriot Prayer, Joey Gibson.
I still say, I even tell all my friends.
This is something that I start with, that I've been doing a lot in the beginning of my speeches, okay? There's two things, okay? Number one, did God bless this country with freedom? He blessed this country with freedom, so we got to act like it, and we got to fight for it as hard as we possibly can, because he blessed us with that. We're going to make sure our children and our grandchildren have that freedom too. Is that right? This is the thing. You have to lay claim to your area, your state, the United States of America. You got to go back to your county, to your city, lay claim, say, declare it belongs to the people, it belongs to freedom, and God is invited, ladies and gentlemen. It is yours. That freedom is yours, but you got to grab it and you got to take it, ladies and gentlemen, because they will not give it to you. These guys will not give it to you. You have to take it, and it is so easy if you put out the effort. I'm telling you, you can do it, but it starts at a local level. Here's the thing that we got to do. We need self-respect. You got to say no. We've got to learn how to say no. We got to have self-respect. We got to say no to the fascism, the communism, say no to authoritarianism, say no to the elitists, the politicians, and all the people trying to destroy.
Let me come back to you after this. Joey's
Let me hear you guys say
spouting out so loud over there. I'm not sure how much of the volume I'm picking up over here, so I'm going to go pick up him, and then I'll come back to you, man. Thank you.
No, the exact same way. I want you to think about this. Jesus said no. He walked into that lion's stand. They gave him an opportunity to recant his faith. Whether you believe in him or not, he was a real historical figure. They gave an opportunity to recant his faith, to say that he was lying, and he refused to do it. He said no. He said no, and he died in one of the most painful ways that you can die for each and every single one of you. He said no, ladies and gentlemen. That is what we've got to learn to do. He was willing to die for what he believed in, but you got to ask yourself this question. What do you believe in? What do you believe in? Do you believe in freedom?
Yes.
Do you have that freedom running through your blood, guys?
Yes.
Got to ask yourself this question. Do you believe that your children should have a right to worship with however many people that they want, whenever they want, wherever they want?
Yes.
That's the thing. If you believe that, then you have to fight for it. And I'm here to tell you, you are good enough. You are good enough. This is very important to understand. You are good enough. You are created by the hands of God. You are a walking miracle. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
The thing is, this is the thing. This is why the devil doesn't want you to know how powerful you are. Because when you actually understand what you are and the potential that you have the devil shaking in his boots, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you have to understand. Evil runs so fast from people who are empowered. Do you understand that? These people at the top, these people who have nothing but liars. They're hungry for power. They're so pathetic. They own everything. They own all the media. They own all the politicians. They own the narrative. Okay, they got everything going for them. But these people are so weak that they have to censor normal people like you and me down the bottom from speaking the truth. That's how pathetic they are. They're afraid of your voice, so you better use it. You better use it. That's how powerful your voice is. I want you to think about that. How weird is that these people at the top, right, that they have to censor you guys? Is that weird to you? Just an average person? Okay? That's why, this is the thing. They want to convince you that you're a victim. They want to convince you that you're not good enough. This is how they convince people to build a large government, guys. Can I get an amen? Amen. Here's the thing, and when you finally realize the potential that you have and you go out there and you fight, the thing is, you go out there and people see that you're willing to embarrass yourself. You're willing to make mistakes. You're willing to walk through the fire. It inspires other people and it wakes people up, ladies and gentlemen. This is the thing. As you begin to understand who you are and you go out there and you want to fight for freedom, you want to fight for justice, you want to fight for truth, the world will come down on you. It will be difficult and it will be hard. I am speaking from experience, okay? But the thing is, the sacrifices that you're willing to make, the persecution that you go through, that's a testimony to what you believe in. It is a testimony to what you're willing to fight for and how sincere you actually are. The freedom movement is very hard, but one of the best things about it is that if you are fake and you don't have that fire, you don't have that passion, and you're selfish, you will not last. You will not last because you will be unwilling, you'll be unwilling to walk through the fire. And I'm here to tell you, everybody in this freedom movement that keeps getting up and keeps fighting no matter what. These people have something special about them because they're not going to let this world bring them down. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Yes. They will not allow it. This world can throw everything at you. It doesn't matter if you have a higher cause, if you believe in something bigger than yourselves. And I'm here to tell you, the only way we're going to get this country back is if we stop being selfish. We need to be selfless, and we need to be willing to deal with the consequences of our actions in fighting for freedoms. Our business owners, God bless them, but they need to be willing to deal with the consequences of opening up and staying open no matter what. You take that fine, and you rip it up. The people will back you no matter what. No matter what. If this governor decides to harass Mossy Rock, we will be there. Is that right? Because I'm here to tell you, people kept talking about emailing the state reps and the politicians, this and everything. That's important. It's very important. But I'm here to tell you, they're not the solution, and they're not going to be there. When things get hard, when the government comes knocking down on these doors of these businesses, I never see the local politicians stick up for them. Never, not once. It is always the people, the patriots. It is your neighbors. It is the people to your left and to your right. This is the only way that we will get this state back. I'm here to tell you, when they come to these businesses, we need hundreds of people at that business protecting them, demanding to get a warrant, and tell them to get off of that private property. Did you guys see what happened in Buffalo? Yes. What a beautiful thing. See, those are people who are enlightened. They understand their rights. That's the state of mind that we have to have. This random woman came into their private property, a business that this guy put all his money into, all his work into, everything, his entire life into that business, and this lady wants to come in there on his private property and violate his rights. And he told the sheriff that he needs to take her off of his private property. Right? Get out. But I'm here to tell you, okay, and I'll talk about that. About the call to action and what we need to do in terms of helping out these businesses. But before I forget, I want to say this is very important, okay? Everything that I have, everything that I've been through, and the strength, okay, the courage, everything, the fortitude for me to be able to get up every single morning and to somewhat put a smile on my face and try to enjoy my day. All of that, okay, is because of my relationship with God. And that is it. That is it. Amen. Whether you guys believe in God or not, I'm here to tell you what I know. I would not be able to go through this if it wasn't for my faith in Jesus and walking with him. I am far from perfect. I am very lustful. I got all kinds of issues, but I am willing to put my faith in Jesus. That's why I'm willing to walk into any situation that I believe God wants me to walk into. Praise God. So Governor Inslee said that he cannot be sued. He argued in court he cannot be sued because he is not enforcing his own mandates, okay? So, here's the thing. We need to put pressure on the enforcers. I want to talk about this. Kelly Carroll, for example. Kelly Carroll, do you guys remember her down in Vancouver, Washington, okay? She was the first to be criminally charged in the state of Washington for defying Governor Inslee. She went on InfoWars and ripped up her business license, okay? She became a target. She did a rally out in front. She instantly became a target, okay? Instantly. They tried to criminally charge her, and the people responded. Okay, we had about 600, 800 people out front of the sheriff's department demanding that he protects her. We had a few hundred that went in front of the prosecuting attorney's house, okay, because that's where they're hiding. And we rallied and we barbecued and we demanded that he drops those charges. Because I'm here to tell you, if they did not drop those charges, the crowds would have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, okay? And they did eventually drop the charges, okay? That's the important thing. They want to be able to attack an individual like Kelly Carroll all alone. They want her to be all alone. They don't want us to support one another. They don't want us to unite and fight for these businesses. We've been going to Tri-Cities. They had a couple bars that stayed open. And the other day, liquor board came in there with 8 agents, okay, and the bar basically chased them off, okay. They still got the ticket, but here's the thing: we went to liquor board agent's house, we bullhorned him, and we're asking him to be selfless. We're asking him to stand for the people, because his reason, when he went and he shut down one of those bars, he said, "I don't want to do this, but I'm going to lose my job if I don't." Here's the issue with that. He gets to keep his job, but he's destroying everybody else's jobs, guys. That's the thing. And if he continues to do his job, which I understand, okay? He's got a family to feed. But if he continues to do that, and he continues to shut down these bars, he's not even going to have a job anymore. Because there will be no more bars. If business owners continue to just try to be the last one standing, right? Self-preservation. You just want to be the last one standing. I'm here to tell you, if we don't see a huge amount of people define these orders, okay, like a lot, we're going to lose this country, we're going to lose this economy. Do you guys understand that? This is the point. This is the insurrection. This is the point. This is happening outside the United States of America. We have people that are coming into this country, forces coming into this country, trying to destroy this economy. China is open right now. China is open. Why the hell are we closed? China wants to destroy this economy because they know they can't destroy us with the military because we got too many guns, right? We got too many guns. So they're smart. So they figured out a way for us to just bend a knee to the Chinese communist regime while they stay open. Because I'm here to tell you, there is an attempt to have global oppression right now.
Yes, that's right.
At a global level, there's an attempt, and America is standing in the way. As long as we stay open, as long as we stay free, guys, that freedom can still shine in this world. So I'm here to tell you, when you fight for your local community, you're not just fighting for yourselves or even this country. You're fighting for people across this entire globe. We got people here from China right now who are passionate about that, okay? Ask the people in Hong Kong how much they love this country. That's why they fly our flag with more pride than we do, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm asking you guys, I'm begging you guys, okay? When you leave here today, the rallies aren't enough. You got to get involved to a call to action, okay? Find a business that you can encourage, that you can support. Do a day where they can open up, throw a rally, get a whole bunch of people there. It's easy right now because people are so hungry for leadership right now. They're so hungry for people to be courageous. Tomorrow I'm going to finish off with this. Tomorrow we have a guy down in Oregon, okay? He works for OSHA. He's an inspector, and he gave a $90,000 fine to a gym who stayed open, okay? So $90,000 for someone who wants to work, right? So we are going to go out in front of his house, and we're going to bullhorn in a positive way. We're going to have a barbecue. I would love to see any of you guys down there because that is Oregon, but we got to help out our brothers and sisters in Oregon because we're going to need their help up here in Washington at times too. We got to support one another. That information is on PatriotPrayerUSA.com, and there's also ways to follow me on there because they booted me from everything. Guys, God bless each and every single one of you, and thank you for coming out here today.
All right, is everybody getting a little tired standing? Yeah! Okay, so not right now, but we got 3 more speakers, and then we're going to march to the governor's mansion, and we're going to let the governor know what we think of it. And what we think of Adidas, more important. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to let her. We're going to give away some shirts. I completely forgot. These, how much are these worth? We're going to go back with They're $20. $20.
Because he doesn't read peaceful. It's like,
One, 2, 3, 4. All right, one more. This is the last chance to get one more. All right.
Oh, there's
6. All right, and if you want to buy one, those are still going to be available to purchase afterwards. So, $20 if you want to get one. All right. So I'm going to have our next speaker introduced by. Woo! It's just a friend. All right.
Army veteran, commander of the Seattle SWAT team, and dog.
And so what they did on the ballot.
Key Swank with the new vision of what we need to do to fight
Good afternoon. I'm going to be really brief. If you want to hear more about this, you can go to my Facebook page, Key Swank for America. So I just want to say good afternoon, you freedom-loving, non-mask wearing patriots. It's really great to see you out here. Nationwide, the Republican Party did very well. We took some state legislators and we made an inbounds on the United States House of Representatives, but here in Washington State, we didn't make any gains. In fact, we lost one in the state Senate. We're 3 and 7 in U.S. congressional district races, 1 and 9 in statewide races, and there are many reasons why this happened. We've been talking about lots of things today, but I want to tell you real briefly. The main reason why we lost is not because of voter fraud, it's because of leadership of the Republican Party. So I'm going to be frank about this. Leaders have a vision, and they tell people what their vision is, and leaders get the right people on the bus to enact their vision. So here's the vision. Visions are 20 to 30 years long. Our vision is to take back this governor mansion, take back the state legislature here in the state, right? And how do we do that? We do that with short-term goals and long-term goals. We start by electing people to the city council. We need to make sure that we have a precinct committee officer. How many precinct committee officers are here? If you don't know what it is, we need to make sure that we have one in every precinct in the state. We need to make sure that no races ever go uncontested again, because uncontested races disenfranchise our people from voting and get involved in politics. So I'm going to be really brief. I got to get off here. So
Hi, how you doing? I'm a live streamer called VillainReport. I've been streaming the riots and Patriot events for the last couple months. What is you guys' organization about?
We are Chinese Democracy and Human Rights Alliance, and we against the CCP communist regime. We infiltrate in the United States. They threaten us and threaten Americans. They threaten our democracy and freedom. We want to say, get rid of all the Chinese spies and get them arrested and also deport them. Shut down Tencent, shut down Huawei, shut down the Confucius institutions. We must protect U.S. freedom. We must protect the U.S. democracy and the way of American living.
Did you immigrate here from China?
Yes, from capital of Beijing in China.
Was that to escape the Communist Party, or why did you immigrate here?
Because I survived in Tiananmen massacre. I know.
You were there at the Tiananmen massacre?
Yes.
Wow.
And this freedom is so precious for us. It's more than money. But right now, the CCP regime using money to infiltrate our country's security and freedom. We cannot allow that to happen. And we must protect the U.S. democracy and freedom. We must protect the truth of what really happened for this election. This election is not a normal election. It's a protect or against the U.S. freedom and free speech, free publication, free media. That's what we want. We support President Trump. President Trump represent people against the bigger corporation and special interests. We love him.
You're very passionate. I agree with a lot of what you're saying. Were you an adult when the Tiananmen massacre happened?
Yeah, I just graduated from university that time.
What year was that?
That was in 1989.
89. So you were just a little child when they had the Great Leap Forward, or were you?
Yeah.
Probably just born?
Yeah.
So did your parents...
We didn't have any food to eat. We eat the tree leaves, tree bark, and also any grass and vegetable for good. That's what we aim.
When you were a child or after the Tiananmen massacre?
When we were a child.
When you were a child?
Yeah.
Wow.
And so after Tiananmen massacre, the CCP regime started arresting people everywhere, just like what happened right now in Hong Kong. And we cannot let the dictatorship and get into U.S. and taking our roots and using their money to buy out our corporations. This must be stopped. And it's so important. Thank you.
Thank you for telling me. You're very, very passionate. I would like to hear some more from you sometime.
Thank you. I'm the president of Chinese Democracy and Human Rights Alliance.
How could I get into contact with you? On this website?
VillainReport.com.
All right. And what is your name?
My name is Jin Xiu, Jin, and my phone number is 425-53.
Yeah, I'm on live stream right now. Do you want your phone number to go out onto the internet?
That's okay.
Okay.
425-535-8869.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will call you. I would like to get an interview from you sometime. Thank you. Oh boy, howdy. That was awesome.
Hello, Indians! I came from Beijing, China, the capital of a Chinese Communist Party regime. I survived the Tiananmen massacre in 1989. We are here to support and protect U.S. democracy. We must fight and protect U.S. democracy by protecting our freedom of speech and freedom of publication and the freedom of all the people's interests, not big corporations. President Trump, representing people, middle-class people, he was not politically corrected that kind of a professional politicians. That's why we love Trump. Yes! We love Trump. 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 We love President Trump. It's because he tells what is the truth. Is that right? Yes! We love President Trump because he does not take that kind of a political correctness bullshit. We, as a Chinese, we experienced the Communist Party and the Chinese society full of the communism. That is why Chinese people don't have a freedom. We must stop Chinese CCP infiltration in the United States. CCP got their black hands directly to our election. I was in Washington, D.C. a couple weeks ago. I saw the newspaper operated by the Chinese Communist Party regime. It has a big advertisement, says, get together, work for, and work on the election. You will be paid $310 a day. Where's those money coming from? Where? Stop corruption. Stop U.S. corruption. We can stop this kind of infiltration. Yeah. We must have our voice to be heard, don't we? Yes. Let's shout, free speech now!
Free speech now! Free speech now! Free speech now!
Free
Speech now!
Thank you. Free speech is the basic fundamental of freedom. In China, we experienced a totally lockdown
all the media controlled by the CCP Communist Party regime. That's why we're here. We want to end the CCP regime. And we shall not let the CCP infiltrate in the United States. Thank you. And what do I want to say? It's so important now. We have never experienced this kind of election before. I immigrated here right after Tiananmen massacre. I voted all the way 29 years to Democrats. But now I see they're liars. I cannot stand it anymore.
You're not the only one, trust me.
First time ever, all this 31 years this year, vote all the way, support President Trump and the Republicans. We cannot stand this kind of a press down get the people voice down, and only have big corporations, one voice, and the fake media. We cannot stand the fake media anymore. Stop fake media! Stop fake media! Stop fake media! Stop fake media! Thank you. And our organization is the Chinese Democracy and Human Rights Alliance. And we shall work with the American people. We will fight together against the dictatorship, against any not truthful election and the fake news. Thank you.
We love you!
That lady's on fire.
Thank you. All right, are we ready to march? This young lady here, she has signs. I know I mentioned it earlier that if you want to return Washington to full balloting, she's the one to talk to. She's also looking for help to make that effort, right? Get signatures. And then I want to thank you.
Is Preacher still streaming? Let's see him anywhere. Is he already back? Did he go back to the car? Is anybody able to tell me? Is Preacher still streaming? He's live. Where's he pointing at, Chrysanthemum? Walking down a sidewalk. Oh, I see him way over there. Okay. Thank you. Ah, man, this grass is so squishy you can't even walk in it. Glad I got boots on today. Gotta meet up. Decided to carpool up here today. Wish I wouldn't have done that. We gotta get little shenanigans going on over there. Preacher's catching all the action today, man. Gotta go find a couple people real quick.
Yeah, same thing. Space to burn themselves on the Autobahn.
We're gonna march to the VillainReport. VillainReport.
VillainReport?
Yeah, like moo ha ha ha.
Okay.
So it's on YouTube today.
Cool.
All right, man. Yeah, this is live on YouTube right now. Yep. I gotta find some people. So.
Cool, man. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for talking with me. Where are my people? I guess they're probably all over there. I don't know. That's what I was just going to ask you.
All right, you guys, take care.
You're not going to the mansion, right? Okay.
I think they might be up in the car. I don't know.
I have two.
Robert's across the street. Oh, he's coming now.
I have to do my stuff real quick. Six. I'm gonna mute you guys for a second. All right, guys. I had to swap my stuff from one car to another. I was gonna get my coat. It's getting cold, but I have to live without it. Hey, pupper. I don't got time to pet you. This is I marched down to a politician's house before this. There's a man giggling at me from my excitement. Check out this monument. With this monument. Last service in next You guys don't know what's going on right now. We are marching onto the governor's mansion. So I'm gonna plug this up real quick. If you guys don't know, I'm VillainReport. watching me live on YouTube, VillainReport. You can also find me on Facebook, where I'm currently on a 30-day ban, VillainReport. I think you can still find me there or follow me. You can find me on Twitter, I'm active on there, VillainReport. You can find me on Parler, I just added that, VillainReport. You can find me on Twitch, VillainReport. If you guys want to help out me and my independent journalism process or streaming process, whatever you want to call me, I do have a Venmo, VillainReport, Cash App, VillainReport, and PayPal, VillainReport. I really do appreciate any assistance in helping me upgrade my equipment and my traveling, and just help me put my time into this sort of thing. I'm 100% independent, funded by myself and those that are generous enough to help me out. I do have a big event coming up that's going to be having some travel requirements. It's going to be a good event. I think you guys will love it. So anybody that is able to send me a tip or help me out financially to keep pursuing these endeavors, I greatly appreciate that. Cash App is the easiest for me. Seems to work the easiest. But I appreciate anybody that helps me out in all the ways that you do. My mods, big shout out to my mods today. Those of you guys that helped me out in the past and financially or with intel or encouragement. Encouragement helps a lot. Nearly gone crazy the last couple months dealing with all this insane stuff.
December 12th to Washington, D.C. 10 million.
If you heard that in the background, they might have been talking about the events I'll be headed to here shortly. We are standing outside the governor's mansion in Washington State, Governor Inslee. People are making their presence known.
It's not time to be silent, people. Look around you. That's 100 people. It's time to step up and use your voice. We need you guys. Now in numbers. Stop the steal! 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 Stop the steal!
I am 100% down with this sort of thing. Tyrannical politicians need to be held accountable to the people. This needs to be happening tenfold, 100-fold. Do we know if the governor's here right now?
I don't think he is myself.
The lieutenant governor isn't even in the state.
No, wasn't last week he was in Hawaii?
That's a rumor. I heard it was bogus. There's all sorts of crap stuff.
There's a whole bunch of politicians on there now. I don't know if he's here. If he is, like you said, he's not going to come out.
What, they didn't detain him for 2 weeks?
No, just because you got a Democrat
They're illegal. Same thing. On Thanksgiving, we went to Inslee's home on Bay Bridge Island. We're about 50 or 60 of us, something like that. We had turkey dinner right there, right across from his door, right there on the street. And we were noisy, and it was a good thing to see. Yeah, the lights out. Yeah.
Who cares if it's a private residence? If it's the governor's residence, it's the residence of a tyrant. They need to have their lawn stomped upon.
Stop the steal!
If Biden imposes the order against Second Amendment, I have the right to declare United States a communist country. Don't let Biden order against Second Amendment to go in effect. I came from a communist country without gun, without means to protect yourself. You're just a slave.
Listen to this guy, you guys.
I came from a communist country.
He's speaking the truth. He knows all about it. We have no fucking idea. This guy's lived through it. We can't let him take our Second Amendment away, you guys. Listen to this guy.
It is not weak to shot at an empty house, even if nobody's in there. There are plenty of media and independent journalists here that are documenting this. The show of potential force is being documented. Good energy here. I was talking about the energy at all these events. Like, you know, don't know if it's going to go bad. This is good energy.
USA! USA!
Very peaceful turnout.
USA! USA! USA!
I don't think it, even if we were on a private property, a private residence metal mine, it's the governor being a tyrant. That's how this country has over and over and over put down tyranny. They march onto the governor's mansion and demand they can bend to the consent and the will of the people.
kid, I refused to participate in the communist election, and I wrote poems against communism.
What country?
East Germany, GDR, run by Erich Honecker at the time. I was put 2 years in a labor camp, worked with asbestos. I have asbestos poisoning. I've defeated stage 4 cancer. Believe it or not, I don't give a damn. I'm still alive. American people paid for my freedom with $65,000 in gold to get me out of there. So I didn't die. So I came to this country to live free. But I fear that you are now being duped into something what I live to.
That's right.
I am not lying to you. You are in peril. Your freedom here is in peril. They want to take these nice things away from you. I was in prison with people who got executed, who wanted to run to you and warn you about this in the 1980s. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is not a lie.
That's right.
This is not about Trump, the Republican Party. This is about your Constitution. This is the best document ever written.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Gentlemen. East Germany. Thank you.
He's trying to tell us, people. He's warning us. He comes from somewhere else. This happened. We gotta listen. We can't let it happen to us around here. We cannot let it happen.
I go by VillainReport. I've been documenting these things for the last couple months. I'm a live streamer, and I'm an independent journalist. Can I have your contact so I can interview you sometime?
Yeah.
Yes?
Don't
don't say it because I'm on live. I'm on live streams right now, so don't say it out loud.
This is my phone number.
Okay, and what was your name?
We built up businesses and we've thrived. A long time. But these shutdowns.
Okay.
Thank you. I will call you soon, and I would like to do an interview with you. Your story needs to get out.
I have a paper, I have my interrogation papers, everything, because my father got it after 22 years.
Great.
They're mostly redacted, but there's still a lot in it.
Right on. It sounds like you're very, very thankful to America.
Yeah, that's all I have left.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
You know, they're trying to destroy our families and take away our jobs. And we got to stand up with it, man. Yeah. Right. We ain't got to do it. Nobody else is. You people can do it with these liberals. I mean, they're just bending over and taking it. We can't let them silence
Excuse me.
Amen. God bless.
God bless you. God bless you.
All right, this is America. We worship God, not government. Our rights don't come from you, Inslee. That's right.
Inslee is a coward.
Essential.
He is a coward.
Were you with the older gentleman that just spoke?
No, they just
Okay. Did any of you see where he went? The older gentleman that said he.
I just heard him yell, he's Hitler's
All right. Thank you.
We will not let Joe Biden become president and turn us into a Chinese
My
communist
name is.
country.
I'm an anonymous reporter. I've been documenting the riots for the last couple months and these patriot events. You just spoke on Bullhorn, right? That was you? Can I interview you sometime?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You want to interview him?
Yeah, I would like to interview you sometime. Can I have a contact? Some way I can contact you?
Contact me.
Sure.
He's my friend.
Okay.
See you next week. He wants to interview you.
Yeah, I want to interview you about your story. I think more people need to hear stories like that.
this guy from former communist Germany.
Yeah, I just talked to him. That's his information up top there. I'm going to interview him as well. And where were you? Where did you come from?
From Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe. All right, thank you. Okay, I'll contact you guys.
Read it back to me there.
I don't want to read it. Well, let me put it on mute here for a second because I don't want.
Yeah, right?
All right. Got a whole list of awesome interviews to do so far.
Public housing, United States of America.
Excuse me, bro. Looking for Rob from Common Sense Conservative to ask him about his perspective on the Washington governor's vote. He keeps pretty in tune to those things. Well, luckily I'm not monetizing my streams anymore because it just causes issues. I noticed my streams when people were complaining that, I don't know why, but they were just having like sometimes dozens of commercials during the stream, so I just decided to stop monetizing them. What's up, man? I came over to interview you about your thoughts on the governor race here in Washington because I know you keep up on that stuff pretty good. Is it sketchy?
No, not really.
No?
Like, as in, do we think that the governor race here was like rigged?
Yeah, there's a lot of people suggesting it got stolen from Culp.
No, unfortunately not. This is a very, very blue state. King County is the vast majority of our electoral votes here. My big thing that I've always talked about is like maybe bringing an electoral college to all the states, because Seattle dictates everything that happens in the state. Like King County itself dictates 100% of the state's policy. Spokane doesn't get a voice. Yakima doesn't get a voice. Vancouver doesn't get a voice. Like it just doesn't. So it's not surprising at all that Culp lost. It's sad that Culp lost, but it's not surprising. And it also doesn't help that our voter turnout, like Republicans also just don't vote here. Republicans don't vote here because, well, a lot of them will say the same thing. Why would they? They know they're going to lose, but I think if we had a better voter turnout, I think that we might have another repeat of what happened with Dino Rossi, where Dino Rossi won the election after 2 recounts, but the state Supreme Court said that dead people's votes count, which, by the way, LP, since you're talking a lot on here, yeah, feel free to Google that, where our very leftist Supreme Court said dead votes count, so voter fraud exists. Otherwise, we'd have a Republican governor in this state. So ever since then, Republicans feel extremely disenfranchised. So they just, a lot of people just don't vote in the state anymore because they don't feel that not going to help them out. And, there's no way that King County was ever going to turn purple, much less red. So Democrats are very, very solid in their beliefs. They might talk a good game about how, hey, we weren't really happy that Jazz was there, but they're still going to vote for what they know and what they love, and that's, Amazon bad, Boeing bad, Enzo good because he, sued the president, 27 times or whatever, and that's how it's going to be in the state for a long time until more people stop complaining on their keyboards and get out and actually do what these few souls are doing.
Seattle thinks Boeing is bad?
Oh, you bet. They're super happy that Boeing's bouncing and taking off.
Where's this is news to me. Shows how informed I am.
Yep, Inslee's trying to get rid of Boeing's tax breaks, and he's not even sorry about it. Like, he's publicly stated that he's okay that Boeing's gonna take. There's a huge project that they're shipping to like North Carolina or something like that.
Oh, it's gonna stay in the U.S. though, huh?
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah. That's crazy. At least I could kind of understand why they hate Amazon, because Amazon could be done by a whole bunch of small businesses. Maybe not as efficient, maybe more efficient. Who knows?
I love it.
But
Interviewing streamers. It's stream inception. I love that.
but Boeing, you couldn't have a bunch of small businesses building 747s.
No, well, and see, the other thing too, so just south of here, in a little town called Kalama, there was a methane plant that was supposed to be built. I mean, it would have been billions of dollars, billions of revenue for the state, and they said no. They said no. They've shut down oil terminals. They don't. All they care about is their very narrow-minded belief structure of global warming bad, global warming owns everything, and therefore big business bad, and nobody pays taxes, and so that's all they think about. They don't think about how much more money we would have, made from keeping Boeing here, maybe giving a little bit more of a tax break. And how many more workers do we have, because of Boeing? If Boeing leaves, how many unemployed people are going to be in this state?
How many middle-class people that have invested in having that? Boeing's a good place to work for, as far as I know.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, benefits are amazing. Like, Boeing is very, very, very good place to be. But even Amazon, Amazon employs how many people? They kicked Amazon out of Seattle with pride, and they're happy about it. Like, how many jobs is that are just gone? Like, no, we don't care about the jobs. We don't care if all of these poor people have a job or not. We don't want them to have a job because these people are rich, and we don't want Bezos, all these guys, to make money. So screw the middle class. We're gonna just go ahead and be happy and poor. Like, it's leftists.
Well, underneath the state capitals, there's rivers of gold and manna, and so they're just hoarding that from the average person.
Absolutely. Well, and that's why what do they say? The rich people are rich, and they should just give all their money away. Well, what's fun about that is that they do give all their money away by way of paychecks. They give their money away via paychecks all the time, at least every other week. But they want to just give it away. They don't want to earn it. It's just drives me nuts.
Craziness.
Yes, sir.
Everyone, this is Rob from Common Sense Conservative. Check him out on YouTube and Facebook, Common Sense Conservative.
And I'm not going to say who this guy is because I don't want to give him any traffic and he's a douchebag.
At VillainReport on all the things. I'm anti-bad cop.
He's leaving right now.
Who's leaving? The governor? Is someone trying to sneak out of the mansion? I've got this. He was really trying to get out. That they've got tunnels to a bat cave and a governor's car or something. I'm skeptical. What blue car?
Right here at the gate right now.
Oh, they're coming out? I don't see a blue car, people. I see no blue car. I'm trying to see it. I want to believe, but I don't. Do you guys see a blue car? I don't see a blue car. I got a windy mic. Well, I can fix that. I'll just put this little thing on there. I gotta pop that on there real quick. This cop car is coming up, making sure. Oh, there are people walking up there on the property. I do see people up on the property up there. Look like probably security guard and stuff. Officer, do you know if the governor's here today?
I'm not 100% sure. I can tell you with 100% certainty he wasn't earlier.
Okay.
I don't know if he is now or not.
All right, thank you, sir. See, I like that officer. He's respectful to me, respectful to him. All right, it looks like this is about winding down. All the speakers have spoken. I really liked your speech that you gave. You're very passionate. I'll definitely reach out to you on your website and try to. I'd like to come interview you sometime and hear your story about Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, thank you. And even today, the regime are afraid of people mention about it. So nobody allowed to talk about it.
In China, they're not allowed to talk about it?
No, no.
I didn't know that.
And so people find the way to tell people by doing this.
Oh, they have secret signals?
6-4. So when people see this, they know we are friends.
What does 6-4 stand for?
June 4th, Tiananmen.
Oh, okay, okay.
What happened in 1989. So if you do this, they even arrest you. And that regime is so afraid of people. And we must protect U.S. democracy here. Because too much of an infiltration.
Yeah.
Too much money to buy out our corporations and control our media, control our free speech, and control this country, what should say, what shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And people know, just a few months ago, NBA, there is a player say to support Hong Kong. Then their team, NBA, cannot go to China to play.
Yeah, I remember that.
And the organization just shut down them and said, we'll get rid of you. No, entire country found this one out. We must stand for freedom. Freedom of speech is very, very important for our democracy. And right now, this media consolidation, all the media, main media, have a one voice, cover it up. They cover it up. This must be discovered. We cannot stand this. We must stand for what is right, what is true. We must stand for the U.S. Constitution and also democracy and human rights. And we cannot take this kind of fake media anymore.
Yeah. That's why there's so many of us out here trying to do it on our own and trying to show what's really happening.
We experienced the communism regime, how they control everything. They control people from control your media. They make you think a certain way, follow their lead.
Yeah.
And if you have a different voice, they kill you, they arrest you, they make you despair. And I really, really worried when I hear the main media in the U.S. cover up the truth.
Yeah.
And this is not good.
Yeah.
It's very, very terribly sad. They should not be acting like a, money direction.
Yeah.
But I would think that their mind, their free speech and so on, all controlled by the money now.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so dangerous to the United States.
Yeah.
This is not normal election. I have never seen this, and I just feel like this is too dangerous.
Yeah.
This time, if we don't win, we may not have again.
Yeah.
And so when President Trump himself, stand up for this country, for the truth, really against the big corporation, but then they just nail him down all direction, using CIA to send a specialist, either you call it a spy or whatever you call it, and follow President Trump and trap him and impeach him. This is so unfair to our president. This is so unfair for the democracy and the free society of the United States. This is too dangerous. We must all united. It doesn't matter you're Democrats or Republican or whatever you are. Protect this country's democracy. It's more important than anything. And we have to get rid of the Chinese money out of the U.S. We cannot let their money control our mind, control our thought, control our speech, control this country. And we must be independent. Take down those manufacturers, to bring them back, and we shall provide our own jobs. And President Trump exactly did a great thing. And we love him. We must stand up for him.
What do you think was the best thing that Trump has done?
I think President Trump speaks the truth. This is very, very important. And President Trump fight for the communism, and he negotiate and stand up for American people, not like a previous administration, just take whatever shit. You know, he doesn't take it. He negotiated with any dictators. Try it. You must do it. And you cannot be coward. And previously, all the presidents, out of all those 20 or 30 years, nobody dared to stand up and say no to the CCP regime. And President Trump is the only one, hero, real American patriot. He can do that. And we must stand behind with him and must support him. He's the best. We must take the truth back.
You're very passionate. I wish we had more Americans like you, and then more Americans that are active like you.
I experienced my live or die. I came out from the Tiananmen massacre.
Do you still have family in China that are suffering?
Yeah, they're not allowed to say anything. And then they get a threat all the time.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And it's not only my family, many families. You're not allowed to say, you're not allowed to tell the truth, even you're in America. This is not should happen like this. This is a free country, but we're here being harassed. We're here being called by the Chinese regime, operated operation. They shut us down. They threatening us in the United States. This is really dangerous. If we don't support President Trump, get rid of the Chinese influence, the CCP regime infiltration will take over our freedom, our democracy. Stand up! We cannot let that happen!
Yeah.
Thank you.
How long have you been in this country?
31 years.
31 years.
Right after Tiananmen massacre, I've been here. I love America so much. This country provides so much freedom, so much valuable things to us. It's either you live or die. You cannot die for not fighting. And we must stand up for what is right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry I brought up those bad emotions.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you're doing. I really value your story.
I'm frustrated with this media. It's so much look like a Chinese Communist Party in China. I'm so frustrated.
There's many of us that I think are maybe not as frustrated as you because you went through so many personal things, but our voices aren't heard as much. Our voices aren't listened to as much, and people will listen to your voice and your story.
That is so dangerous when the voice is controlled by one party, whichever party it is. It is so dangerous to this nation. And our democracy will disappear because of a consolidated media. CCP regime have two very, very summed up experience for how to control people. The first one is media. Control all the medias. That's why in China, all the TV, newspaper, magazine, anything you mention about it, controlled by the CCP regime, brainwash you and make you thinking their way. If you are different, they will make you despair and they will make sure you shut up. And this is what happened in China. And today, what is happening in the United States? It's so dangerous. My heart is broken. I couldn't stand those one-sided media anymore. I didn't believe there was a fake news. But now I see it, I experience truth is covered up. This is so horribly sad. This is terrible. The second weapon the CCP regime have is guns. They control media, they control guns and the police. And we cannot let that happen here. We have a constitution, we have a law. We must put law in order. We must protect those people who are fighting for us. They give up their lives, they give up everything to this great nation. How would we say cut police expense? They could be killed for protecting us. That is totally wrong when they say cut the police expense. This is horrible. It never should happen like this. How would we stand up for those thugs burning, robbing on the street? This is horrible. Everything must be in law order. Woo! Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for saying all that. Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
glad to have you in this country.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Trust me, baby. The more I like this country, the more I feel it's very sad.
So, my gimbal died right then and there.
Well, at least it died then.
That's great timing. LP, you just said something that's extremely ignorant.
Yes.
And I just saw that while she was talking to everyone.
All right, you guys. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to walk back to my ride. I'll walk with you a little bit and talk with you a little bit, but this is going to be the end. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Man, she's a powerful personality. Boom. That lady's on fire. This place is beautiful. I want to come here sometime when I've got some more time and just tour this place. It's a beautiful place. Much more beautiful than the Oregon State Capitol. That weird art piece they have up there. What'd you think about that, Zerfer?
Which part?
That lady.
Oh, she's awesome.
She's like on fire, passionate. Real talk lady.
Keep losing service.
What service are you using?
AT&T.
I've got AT&T right now, and I'm perfect. I was having trouble with my T-Mobile earlier, so I switched phones. Yeah, not a fan of T-Mobile.
No, T-Mobile was.
Apparently, it's like really good in some places, though. This thing is beautiful.
Yeah, I love this.
So they have trumped. They have trumped the Salem, the Oregon State Capitol.
Oregon State Capitol, everything's garbage.
Hello. This place is so beautiful.
Awesome.
Very well designed. The Temple of Justice. Dun dun dun. That one is the legislative building. That's this guy's got the better building, but this one got the better name. The Temple of Justice.
Am I back, guys? Am I back? Oh, gosh.
I'm gonna go catch up with my ride. I'll see you later, man.
See ya.
I'm so hungry. I want cheeseburgers.
Hey, where are you guys going right now?
Headed back to Portland. I'm gonna get some food though.
Oh, okay.
I'm hungry. What are you?
No, I was just making sure there wasn't something else happening later.
No, this is as far as I know. This is it.
Heard something about Esther Shore.
I have not.
Send me a text if you hear anything.
I will.
All right, man.
All right, talk to you later. Check that out. This place is awesome. Beautiful. Like perfectly square stone cutty things. I gotta say, you guys, that was awesome. That was cool marching up to the mansion. It would have been awesome if the governor was there, or if he is there, if he would have came out. The insurance building. Not a fan of insurance. I think that's a form of gambling that cripples society, says the person that's gambled a lot. Let me take a look at this thing again real quick before I leave. This is a World War I memorial. Got a sailor on the left. Oh no, is that a army guy in the center? Looks like. Got a military nurse off to the left in the back. The guy on the right, I don't know, is that a Marine? Or what is that on the right, guys? Is that a cavalry guy? Or is that a Marine on the right? Oh, you guys can't pick it up very well. It's dark on from your point of view, huh? Well, I have to come out here in the daytime sometime. The seal of the state of Washington, 1889. To the memory of the citizens of the state of Washington who lost their lives in the service of the United States during the World War, 1917 to 1918. This must be old because it says the World War. Pretty cool. Wish you guys can see that. It's all blacked out. Yeah, that one's not toppled. I think that one would be a pretty hard one to topple. They'd have to get a crane or something, I think. All right. I'm hungry right now. I'm hungry. So, if you guys hit you up with my plug again, Villain Report. You guys are watching me live on YouTube right now. I'm also on Facebook, Villain Report. I am banned on there for a month. And I am on Twitter, Villain Report. I'm on Parler, Villain Report. I'm on Twitch, Villain Report. If you guys want to help support independent streaming and attempts at journalism for what you value out of what I'm doing, you can help me out at Cash App, Villain Report, Venmo, Villain Report, or PayPal, thevillainreport@gmail.com. Appreciate all of you that have helped me. Thanks a great ton to my mods. Thank you those that have helped me in that financially with small or large or continual or any kind of donations or what have you. Appreciate that. Those of you that helped me with intel, and anyway, I'm very thankful for all you guys that have helped me out doing this the last couple months. It's been a pleasure to be able to do this. Oh. I will be going to DC on the 12th of December. It's going to be a pretty cool event to see, I think. And get myself ready for that so I don't have any gear mishaps. Any of you know my streams know that I will have gear mishaps. But I'm gonna be on my A game that day, like an A+ game. Going to DC, gonna see the craziness. I'm gonna record it all. Good golly, I'm hungry. All right, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down the stream and go get in my ride. So I'll look at the stream here for about a minute and interact with the chat here for a second. What's up, DB? Just woke up, man. How you doing, DB? You gotta check the stream out, man. Skip forward to the Asian lady that I interviewed a few times, and she gave her speech. And check that out. There was some good stuff on the stream, man. Good stuff. You got everybody supporting all the stuff. It's awesome. Well, he's on the other side of the world, guys. Give him a break. And he's also, what do you call him, a Kiwi? You give him a double break. All right, you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Let's shut down the stream. Let's give like another 15 seconds if anybody has some pertinent question. Glad to take that right now. All right. I'm calling it. Thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate you all. And thank you so much for the moderators today. I know there were some trolls in there. Feel free to anybody that's trolling continuously. I do. That would be nice. Anybody that's trolling continuously, just boot those fools. Maybe give them a warning or a ban or a timeout or something. But they keep trolling, boot them. Appreciate you guys. And the Villain Report is out. You guys have a good day.